This is a very unusual film because I had never planned to make a film on RTI. It just happened. About 4 or 5 years back, I was in a situation where the place where I live in Mumbai went for some repairs. And the way things were moving, I felt that something was not right and things were illegal. So I started filing RTIs, and the kind of success I got through it, and I could find and catch a lot of fraud, financial fraud, through RTI. And I was so very mesmerized by the power of RTI that I felt that I was like a one-man army. I thought that why don't I use my animation skills and my storytelling technique to kind of bring awareness for a common man so that they can start using RTI in their own lives. Um Another thing I felt was that with my own personal experience, going to a municipal corporation or a registrar of cooperative society or any government office, it was easy to get in with your complaint. But to get out with a solution was next to impossible. It was like a chakravyu. And I felt that somewhere I could relate with the story of Mahabharata and the incident of Abhimanyu, that he could get into the Chakravyu, but get out of it was next to impossible. And I felt that RTI could be a key to break this Chakravyu, and I decided that I should make this film for a common man. Because also that there is a misconception among the common people is that RTI can only be used to expose bigger scams. People don't have an idea that RTI can be used also to solve smaller issues like a ration card problem or a passport problem, or the kind of problems I narrated in the film. And surprisingly, I was firstly very happy that Films Division gave me that kind of an opportunity to convey this through animation, because legal act and animation, they are two totally different two things, and to tell something through animation and a very serious topic was like a Herculean task for me. I was happy that I could convey this. It won a lot of awards also. And another very special thing about this film was that even though it being only a less than 4-minute film for a particular slot, because it's supposed to be screened in the theatres before the feature films, I think this must be the only film which was actually inaugurated and released publicly, because there is a trust of the police commissioners called the PCGC Trust, headed by Padma Bhushan Julio Ribeiro. When he saw this film, he said, "I want to publicly release this film," and and it was released on the RTI day. So this was also a very special thing for me, and I was quite happy to make this film. So it was a different experience because it was a legal act and animation where nobody had tried this kind of experiment, and I was happy with it. I hope you all enjoyed the film.
I thought the film was very good. It reminds me of films that the Films Division used to make when it was compulsory to have a short film before a feature. I think it's very good. I think it's very much to the point. One specific thing that I like about the film is the fact that the characters are all apparently made out of newspapers. I like that.
Yeah, the purpose for making that was that I felt that information is all around us. It's that we are so very engrossed in our own lives that we hardly see what is happening outside. So if we kind of focus on the right information, then we can solve our own problems. So that was one of the reasons why I used newspaper cuttings. And I also wanted to connect to the entire India, because that's the reason I used 4 different issues of different parts of India. And I also used those newspaper cuttings. If it was a tale from Kerala, I used Malayalam. And if it is... Okay, that's true, yeah. So, of course, I had a little tough time because I had to be very careful because in India, anything can become a controversy.
Yes.
So, now I didn't know Malayalam, I can't read, or let's say Urdu or Bengali. So, even after I made those illustrations and animated them, I was so particular that I would get a language expert to read it out कि भाई कुछ उसमें उल्टा सीधा तो नहीं है जिससे कुछ मोर्चा हो जाए या तो कुछ बैन हो जाए फिल्म पे, ऐसा तो कुछ wordings नहीं दिख रहा है, because I couldn't read that. So I was quite particular in, and there was a very interesting incident that I couldn't find anybody who could read Urdu. So around my place. So I asked a lot of people. Then at the corner of my road, I found a breadwala who said he could speak Urdu, but they couldn't read Urdu. So he said, I know one Maulvi. You can go to that particular masjid and probably he can read out the text and things like that. So I've done all that. So it was a fun journey for me while making this film.